YouTube family, hope all is well. Hey, listen, this Epstein thing will just not go away. From the files that were released the other day, um, there's an indictment from 2007. It's a draft federal indictment against Jeffrey Epstein. It's 56 pages, and it outlined 32 felony accounts for Epstein involving 19 girls under the age of 18. Mind you, he was supposed to he was the only one that trafficked these girls to himself. But 19 girls under the age of 18, spanning a 6-year period from 2001 to 2007. 2007 is when he could have been stopped, but he wasn't. Because this indictment, it never saw the light of day. What eventually happened was that Epstein ended up dodging what could have ended up being over 100 years in jail. There were 25 counts. Excuse me, let me correct myself. 25 counts carried a potential life sentence with mandatory minimums between 10 and 15 years. Tell you, this guy had help. He did not do this by himself. And there were a lot more people involved even than in this country. Believe that. And while we're at it, when have you ever heard of the Attorney General going to visit a criminal in jail? I mean, even a state Attorney General, let alone the U.S. Attorney General, Bill Barr. Yeah, he visited Epstein in jail. Shortly before he committed suicide, which, as I stated in a previous video, I don't believe he did. I believe that that boy is alive and well and being taken care of well somewhere in the world. I don't know where, but it was just too many powerful people for him to have been killed by somebody in the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Manhattan. I don't believe that, not for 1 minute. I was born at night, but not last night. Okay, so federal prosecutors in West Palm Beach had assembled an exhaustive evidence and prepared an 82-page prosecution memo to support the indictment. What happened with Epstein? What happened with Epstein was something that most people would consider to be a miracle. They made a deal. His two attorneys, Ken Starr and Alan Dershowitz, made a deal with U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta. Alex Acosta worked for Trump in his first administration. Coincidence? I don't think so. Now, with all of the charges that he was facing, what Epstein ended up doing was serving 13 months, supposedly in jail, but it was on work release. So what he did was he was actually allowed to leave jail every day. Yeah, he was allowed to leave jail every day. So he never saw any real charges for any of the stuff that was done here. Nothing. A 56-page indictment. Amazing. 56-page document outlining 32 felony counts involving 19 girls under the age of 18. And all he ended up with was doing 13 months in the county jail. And he was given work release so he could go and come every day after abusing these people. And mind you, this could have stopped him in 2007. Instead, he was allowed to continue for another 11 years until he was arrested in 2019. And said this guy did this all by himself? No, there was a lot more involved here than just Epstein. There was a lot of money involved. There were a lot of very important people involved. And those same people are still working for the government. Some of them are still hiding. but the victims are still hurting. And because these people are intertwined with our government, these victims, they can't know any justice. You know, this goes back to what I said before. We've really got to be careful with the people that we elect. They should be vetted, they should be tested. And I mean like a civil service test, because what they're doing is civil service. So yeah, they should have to have qualifications to hold those positions, not just a fat bank account. That should just be out the window. And apparently we need some integrity tests, some morality tests, something to let us know what the core person is, or who the core person is that we're electing to put into these office spaces. Because this is totally unacceptable. And most of us don't even know anything like this ever went on. And that to me is a shame. That should have never been allowed to happen here in the United States of America. For that, I'm ashamed as an American. But again, folks, listen, I'll catch you on another video. And hopefully it'll be something different than the Epstein files, but something tells me that this case is going to be around for quite a bit of time. So buckle up. Take care. Talk to you later.